we are back. So where we got to on the first part of going back to basics with our makeup routine is we have applied the skin prep, we have done our primer, our foundation, our colour correction if needed, concealer, loose powder or pressed powder if that's your preference. That's as far as we have got to. Now, as I say, there isn't actually really that any rules, and everybody does things differently. Like, I watch Lisa Potter Dixon. She applies her bottom mascara, for example, first eyelashes and then top. Everybody else I watch, they do the top. Do you know what I mean? And I know a lady, instead of going from outside in with her blending, she goes inside out. So it's completely different. So we're going to carry on now. And the next step that I would do in my makeup if I was going to contour would be contour. So I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario. Now, the products that I use, you don't have to have them or use them. I'm just showing you what products I've got. There are loads of different ones out there. If you want a video and you want to be shown the different products that I have so that you've got an idea, then you can let me know in the comments and I'm happy to do that. So when it comes to contouring, you're wanting to make your face look slimmer. You're wanting to kind of chisel it out and make things appear smaller. So with your contour, that's the making shadows. And then with your highlighter, for example, you're pushing the light out, so you're wanting that reflection. For me, I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I even said it to my tutor when I was doing makeup at college. When I do contour, I personally do not notice much of a difference. So he was saying to me, some people do not need contour. You know, some people wear it so heavy that they completely don't look like themselves, and that's what they're going for. This is the whole thing about makeup. It's about doing what you want to do for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, some people want to look completely different, that's why they wear makeup. Some people just want to enhance what they've got. Other people just love experimenting, so they'll go crazy and do something different all the time. So it just depends also on what you're going for. So we're going to take the contour. Normally contour colours, personally in my opinion, are not like your bronzer colours. They're not that bronzy sort of deep browny colour. Even though this is a browny colour, like this is a Sculpt stick, to me this could be used as a bronzer or a contour, because it's got that undertone of the bronze kind of browniness, and when you blend it in, it's got that same kind of a tone. If I show you, like, this is a powdered blusher, bronzer, you know what I mean? So you get what I mean. A lot of contours do have that grey look. So if you get one that's got that grey look and you're like, what the bloody hell is that? Don't panic, because that's just the way some of them look, and it's not going to leave you looking grey. It's just going to give you that sculpted shadow look. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a little V here. We are going to take it there on our head. We are going to take it under the jaw to try and slim the face. Some people pop a bit under their lips and at the top because they want to make your lip appear to be bigger or more plumper. Down the nose. Ta-da! We're done. Now, you will get products like this that has a little brush on the end. I do use the brush. I know a lot of people don't. So again, you can use either your brush or you can use your sponge. So for the purpose of the video, I think I will try it both ways to show you. I'm actually going to use this Made by Mitchell brush. And I'm going to start here. and we are going to blend it up the way. You're blending it up the way, okay? So just take whichever brush or sponge you want. Don't be panicking and thinking, oh my god. And we're just going to blend it in. And again, don't be panicking. If you feel that the brush isn't doing what it wants, just go in with your sponge as well, and you can just go over it. Okay, so next I am going to blend this, and you notice I'm not blending it that way. I'm blending it down and back the way. I might have put far too much on here actually, but no, it's okay. So we're blending that in. Okie dokes. And then we'll do this part of the forehead just now. So again, push it up into your hairline. Taking it up into the hairline. So that's where you would put your contour. Okay, so we've done this side. Let's just continue, and we'll just apply it all. Don't forget, because I've done that before and I've left bits. Okay. You can let me know once I've done it in the comments if you notice any difference in me. As I say, I don't notice a great difference with contour, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's not one of the steps that I am that fussed. Oh, my light's gone, and that's why I put my ring light on. It's not one of the steps that I am that fussed about within my own makeup looks, you know, just for that reason alone, as I was saying. And not everybody, especially as you're getting older, needs to be applying contour. And also, cream contour is much better than liquid because it is going to be a lot more forgiving. And then with your nose contour, you want to blend it, but you're blending it as neatly as you can. Into the shape that you've kind of placed it. So see on this side here, take it down into this part, or try and keep it within there. So if you wanted to make your nose slimmer, you would put your contour all the way down here to try and give the illusion of that slim nose. And you can also take your contour into the contour of the socket of your eye there. Okay, so this is my face contoured. I don't know if you notice any difference. I struggle myself to see, but that would be the next step to do. So we've done foundation, we've done primer, foundation, we've done colour corrector, concealer, we've powdered under our eyes, and we've done our contour. So our face is needing a bit more definition, a bit more colour in it because there's no colour there. We need it brought back. So I am going to then take a cream bronzer. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer by Makeup by Mario in the shade Light Medium. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to take, maybe not that brush, I'm going to take this brush here. It's a smaller version of the one that I showed you by Peaches and Cream that I like for foundation. So this is the PC21, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it into the product. We're going to load up the brush with some product like so, and we're not going straight in. We're going to take some of it off in the back of our hand because we don't want too much. It also means you're spreading the product into the brush, meaning that it's going to be evenly spread, and it's also going to have just the right amount. So for applying bronzer, you are going to take it around your forehead, where you put your contour. I'm going to load the brush up again. But this is the best way to do it. If you go straight in, you know, it's too much, especially if you're using powder. So again, and then we are going, you're putting bronzer where the sun would naturally hit you. So if you were out in the sun, you're thinking of yourself, where would you tan? It's going to be round here, across your face, underneath here and down your neck. So I start up here though, in the hairline, because you're going to have your hair down. So if you've put too much on, put the majority of it here at the back. And don't, well, it's up to you, but you don't want to be taking it down too much. This is dragging your face down. I see people and they put their contour on and the contour line is to here. No, 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 that is dragging it down. You want it to be up the way. So I would start here at your ear and then place it like this. You can do your cheeky little smile, take it a bit onto your temples, but that way. Take it up to your eye, not down the way. So if you're coming down like this, you're dragging it down. So when you smile, everything's shifting. So start up here and take it up to there, right? So far we've got the colour across our forehead and we've done round here. And hopefully you're seeing that. We've still got the glow. So back in, always just keep tapping it off. And then we'll go to this side. And again, as I said, I'm starting at the ear to the high points of my cheeks, and I like it over my nose because I do tan on my nose. So I'm not taking it down here, I'm taking it to this part. Now you could leave it like that if you want, but I do like, again, to just take it down my neck. So we're just taking it down the neck, and you can run a wee bit there if you want, just to edge the chin. So that's us got our bronzer on. Again, another thing as well, if you don't want to do loads and loads of layers, like you'll see people, they'll do the cream products, then they'll do their powder products to set them in place. That's great. But sometimes if you've got older skin with fine lines, wrinkles, texture, all of that jazz, it's too much. So definitely cream products are going to be the way forward for you, because they're going to make your skin look more dewy, they're less harsh, etc. But they're not going to last as long, right? So for the purpose of the video, I'm now going to take a powder bronzer. This one's just a SheGlam one. I'm going to use the same brush. You can use a different one if you want. We are going to go into it. So we're going to load the product up again. And we are going to, again, definitely with your powder, take it off, because it's, look at all that product, right? And again, you just want to sweep it over the forehead where you've just put that. Just lightly go over the areas that you have placed down that powder. You don't have to set it with a powder, but it is most likely going to lock your makeup into place. So we're looking nice and dewy, we've got that coverage going on. The next step that you would want to take would be blusher. My favourite, oh, love blusher so much. So, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use this little palette. This is the Glow with the Flow by P. Louise. So these are all stunningly gorgeous cream blushers. So we are going to get a nice little brush, and I actually think I'm going to use this one by Mitchell actually. I'm going to go into the shade Current Status, which is this one here. So again, you're going to load up your brush. Wow. Again, you're going to bounce the majority of it off, because again, if you go straight in, disaster. Again, it used to be the case that you smiled and you popped it on the apples of your cheeks. Now you can do that, there's no right and wrong, but if you want to lift your face again, you want to start placing it here. So again, I'm going to the top of my cheekbones and I'm just bouncing it in and moving the brush around. I'm not staying in any place. I'm not swiping it on or dragging it up. And I'm taking it up here because I personally like that draping motion. So I like it to come over here. Okay? So just dabbing it on, but you're taking it up. You can even take it up as far as your temple as well. And if you do find, whoa, that's too much, don't panic, because one, your blusher is the first thing to fade. And secondly, you can go over it again with your sponge or the foundation brush that you used. And you can just go over the edges and blend it in. So, no blusher here, and this is the blusher. I know the lighting is not great in here, but we work with what we've got. So we'll load the brush up again with more of that. And again, we're taking it off the majority because you don't want to be looking too crazy. So we're just adding that blush. As you can see, there's plenty of pigment. We're keeping it high up in the cheek. And I like to go over my nose because I just love it. Taking it over your nose is called draping. Now, you don't have to do it like I'm doing. You could just put a tiny wee bit on your nose. And as I say again, it's preference. And some people like to take their blush up here onto their temple. Again, you don't have to do that. It's just what some people like to do. And again, I'm just going over my sponge just to blend that in that little bit more. Over the nose, and it's just giving me that lovely flush of colour. Now again, you can leave it there with that. You can be like, that's me done with blusher. You don't have to put a powder one on if you don't want, but again, a powder is going to lock it in place. So let me just see. I don't even think I've got a powder one out. Right, let me just get one. So I'm going to take this one just for the purpose of the video. This is a Rose Tea by MUA. So again, I'm actually going to go in with the same brush. I'm just using these brushes just because it's easier than now. But obviously you can use loads of different brushes. Again, load it up. Take the excess off. And lightly, I'm holding my brush all the way down here so that you've got all this flexibility. Lightly dust it or pat it on. And again, you're lifting up the cheek. You don't want to be doing it all the way down. And the majority of the product will be up here. If you're scared to do blush, you know, I definitely think a cream blush is the way forward, and just use a little bit. And it is always the first thing to fade, so it is going to fade. So that's your blusher done. So you've given dimension to your face, you've got the bronzer going on, you've got the blush. It's all going good. Now, depending on what skin type you are, if you're oily, you definitely want to use a powder all over to set your face and set certain areas. Obviously, we set under our eyes with the powder. So if I look at my eyes just now, nothing's creasing or settling in my fine lines or that. You can see a little bit of concealer just there in my lashes, but that's easily rectified. But there's nothing sitting on my fine lines and wrinkles because I haven't taken the foundation any further than here, and I don't have loads of concealer here. I like to have a dewy base. I don't love the full matte an but I don't want to look like an oil slick either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pressed powder. This one is an instant setting blotting powder. So this one has no colour to it. And again, I am going to take a powder puff. I'm just going to roll the powder puff in to this. I'm going to take the excess off on the palm of my hand because I've got colour on here. And I am just going to put some in the middle up here. So that's just mattified it a bit. I'm going to take a bit more and I'm going to take it down the sides of my nose. And I'm going to take it on the bridge of my nose. Now I wear glasses, and no matter what I've tried all the tricks, it always comes off there. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to place it in my smile lines. And just around my nose there. So we've mattified that part. Then if you want to do the sculpting like a lot of the younger girls do, you can put a bit of powder around here. I don't normally, but for the purpose of the video, I'll show you, and that can sculpt out here. A lot of people do bake as well with the powders, I don't. Okay, the next thing I personally would do now is I would get your setting spray, any kind of setting spray. You've got all your different ones. You've got your All Nighter, which is classic and fabulous. You've got your gripping ones. You've got your dewy ones. You have got your aerosol ones, which is like hairspray for your face. It's amazing. So for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to use a bit of this. Now you notice I haven't done any mascara or anything yet. If you do your mascara right now, it is going to be all under your eyes. So try and remember to do all your setting first and then do it. Now what you could do is you could just sit here and let that all set in, or what I like to do is take my sponge over it and I can just bounce it and press a bit of it in. Either way, that's going to help you. So that is the base done. In the next video I will talk about eyebrows. They are not my speciality, so we're going to go over that really quickly, and then we will move on to doing eyeshadow, just a basic eyeshadow, like nothing too extravagant, and then we can talk about lips. But before I finish this, let's do a little bit of highlighter. Now, I have got all different types of highlighters, but again, as you are aging, the fine lines, the wrinkles, they're all here. Where do you put highlighter? You put highlighter on your cheekbones. Where have I got fine lines and wrinkles? Up here. So it is going to accentuate them. If I'm putting it here, you bet that highlighter's going, we know she's 40, we're going to get her. So what I have personally found is that wet look, lit from within, is the way forward. So the best sort of highlights for me are a liquid illuminator, or something like the Slip Dew from Mitchell, which is like this. Oh, it's beautiful. Or the Comet Case. I mean, come on. These are stunning. So again, you could use a brush with this if you want, or you could use your fingers. So for the purpose of the video, you're looking at that thinking, Julie, there's nothing in that. What are you talking about? Watch. So take a bit of this, and we're just putting it here on the cheekbones. Now look at that shine. So we've got no highlighter on here at all. We've just got the dewiness from what's left of the skin that has not been mattified, and look at that. It's not lifted up any of the product underneath. It is just stunning. It's got that lit from within look to it. Put a little bit on your nose. Look at that. Look at the shine. A little bit on your Cupid's bow. We'll add another tad bit here. It is just absolutely beautiful. It's not accentuating any of my fine lines or my wrinkles because it's like a balm and it's lit from within. Yes, you will have to watch, depending on what products you're using, how you're layering it, how your skincare has been before it. These types of products, because they are a balm, it might lift or separate your makeup. So that you will have to just see with. But as you can see the shine yourself, if I sit back here, you're seeing it naturally. If I come close, it's not sitting in my fine lines or my wrinkles. Now, if I was to go and I was to pop on a blinding highlighter over it. Like these Doll Beauty ones are absolutely bloody stunning. And if you don't have fine lines and wrinkles, or you get Botox, or you're just blessed by the gods, then you're lucky. But if I take this foundation, brush here for highlight, and I load up this brush, and even if I tap off the excess, look, if I put some of this over the top of what we've just put on, you bet your bottom dollar, look at that, blinding. But it is going to sit here. It's sitting here in my fine lines and my wrinkles. It's accentuating this part of my face. And I don't want it to do that, right? If I take it here, I haven't put any of the Slip Dew one on here. So this is it without it on. Again, it's going to sit in these lines and it's going to draw attention to the lines on my face. If I take some of it and put it there, you're instantly drawn to my Mouser, and it ain't a good look. If I take some of it down my nose, it's not too bad because I don't have fine lines or that there. So I can get away with a blinding highlighter on my nose. But for me personally, if I'm adding this to the tops of my cheeks, for me, it's giving texture. It's giving too much. If I was in my 20s, happy days. In my 40s, not for me. So that's just something to bear in mind if you're kind of like myself. So I'm going to stop there because I've done my 2 parts and they're quite long videos, and hopefully I've gone in enough depth for you all. I'm sorry if my speech is slurred in that, but I get like this now since I've had fibro. It's like I'm trying to get out what's in here and it just doesn't come out the way I want it. But this is why I do these uncut videos with no editing. 1, because I don't know how to edit, and 2, because I just want you to see it as it comes along. So as I say, in the 3rd part of the video, I will come on and I'll have done all these steps, like all my makeup, and we will move on to doing eyebrows and an eye look, just a basic eye look. And we will finish with the lips and do the mascara, etc. But that's your basics that I've gone over. If there's anything, if you've got any questions or anything like that, just leave them. And also help each other out in the comments, because as I say, loads of people do things different. I know for a fact that what I've just done will probably be different to a lot of yous. Yous will probably be like, God, I bake, or I do all my powder before I do, like some people do all their powder after they've put their blusher on, some people put their blusher on first. You know, everybody does it differently. But the fundamentals of it is, if any of us want to have good makeup, we need to do the skin prep first. If you find that your makeup, you've done your skincare, or I don't know, say you just slap on a moisturiser and that's it, and then you put on your makeup and you find it's not sitting in certain areas, particularly the nose area, more than likely it's because you haven't exfoliated and your products are clinging to those dry bits, thinking, please exfoliate me, so that you've got new skin for it to cling on to. So I hope you did find this informative. I enjoyed sitting doing it for you. I thought I would be super nervous. I was actually going to do it as a live for TikTok, but I actually don't think my nerves could take it. But I do appreciate all of you that have continued to support my channel. Of course, there's always the haters along the way. As I said, they got a nice little jowly bit there that they could screenshot if they wanted, and I hope you enjoyed it. But please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified of when I next upload, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!